The small town of Crestwood was known for its tranquility and its people, who lived quiet, uneventful lives. However, all of that was about to change with the arrival of two enigmatic men. Their sudden appearance in the town raised eyebrows and sent ripples of curiosity through the tight-knit community. The first man was tall and lean, dressed in a tailored black suit that seemed out of place in the sleepy town. His features were sharp, and his eyes were hidden behind dark sunglasses. He introduced himself as Victor Kane and claimed to be a freelance journalist in search of a story that would make his career. The second man was his companion, a man of few words, who went by the name of Eli. Together, they checked into the only inn in Crestwood, the Willowbrook Inn, and took up residence in a room on the third floor. The innkeeper, Mrs. Harrison, was known for her gossipy nature, and she couldn't resist the opportunity to pry into their mysterious lives. She whispered to her guests at breakfast, "Those two men are up to something, mark my words. I've never seen the likes of them in Crestwood before." As the days passed, Victor and Eli kept to themselves, rarely venturing out during the daylight hours. They would emerge from their room in the evening, always dressed in black, and head to the local diner for dinner. Their quiet demeanor and air of mystery made them the subjects of many conversations among the townsfolk. Speculation and wild rumors about their purpose in Crestwood grew like wildfire. The people of Crestwood were a close-knit community, and the arrival of the mysterious men stirred both fear and fascination. The local pastor, Father Wilson, saw it as his duty to find out more about these newcomers. He invited them to attend Sunday service, hoping to uncover some clues about their true intentions. To his surprise, they accepted his invitation. On that Sunday morning, Victor and Eli entered the small, picturesque church. The townsfolk couldn't help but steal glances at the enigmatic duo during the service. Victor sat in the back row, his eyes hidden behind his sunglasses, while Eli stood at the back of the church, arms crossed, and staring at the floor. After the service, Father Wilson approached the men and engaged them in conversation. Victor was polite, but evasive, offering vague answers to the pastor's questions. Eli remained silent, seemingly lost in thought. Father Wilson left the encounter with more questions than answers, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. As the days turned into weeks, Victor and Eli continued their quiet routine, and the curiosity of the townsfolk only grew. The local newspaper, the Crestwood Chronicle, assigned a young reporter, Sarah Jennings, to investigate the mysterious men and their purpose in the town. She spent her days discreetly following them and trying to gather information. One evening, as she sat in her car across the street from the Willowbrook Inn, Sarah saw Victor and Eli leave their room and head towards the outskirts of town. Intrigued, she decided to follow them. They walked through the dense woods surrounding Crestwood, disappearing into the darkness. Sarah trailed them at a distance, using her journalistic instincts to remain undetected. After an hour of walking, she stumbled upon a hidden clearing deep in the woods. In the center of the clearing, she saw a strange, glowing symbol etched into the ground. Victor and Eli stood beside it, engrossed in their activities. Sarah watched in awe as they began to perform a ritual, chanting in an unfamiliar language while raising their hands toward the symbol. A low, eerie hum filled the air, and the ground beneath her seemed to vibrate. She knew she had stumbled upon something far beyond her understanding. Unable to contain her curiosity any longer, Sarah decided to confront Victor and Eli about what she had witnessed. She approached them at the diner the next evening, her nerves racing as she sat down at their table. "Mr. Kane, Mr. Eli," she began cautiously, "I couldn't help but notice your activities in the woods the other night. It was quite unusual. Can you tell me what you're doing here in Crestwood?" Victor looked at her for a moment, and for the first time, he removed his sunglasses, revealing eyes that seemed to hold ancient secrets. "Miss Jennings, we are here in pursuit of a truth that has eluded us for centuries. What we do is part of a secret project, one that is beyond your wildest imagination. It is not of this world, and it is not something we can easily explain." Eli remained silent, but nodded in agreement. Sarah was taken aback by their response, but felt a burning desire to uncover the mystery that surrounded them. She decided to enlist the help of a few trusted townsfolk who had grown equally suspicious of the newcomers. Together, they delved into researching the origins and history of Victor and Eli, hoping to unravel the enigma that had descended upon Crestwood. As the investigation progressed, the townsfolk discovered that Victor and Eli had been on a quest for centuries, seeking an otherworldly artifact that was said to possess immense power. This artifact, known as the Eldritch Relic, was rumored to have been hidden in Crestwood for generations. The symbol in the woods was a key to accessing its power. The townspeople, fueled by a mixture of fear and determination, decided to confront Victor and Eli and demand answers. They gathered at the Willowbrook Inn, where the two men were staying, and knocked on their door. Victor and Eli welcomed them in, seemingly prepared for the confrontation. The townsfolk, led by Sarah and Father Wilson, pressed the two men for the truth about the Eldritch Relic. Victor finally revealed the artifact's significance, explaining that it held the power to bring about great change in the world. However, the relic's power came at a cost. It could either be used for good or for evil, depending on the intentions of the one who possessed it. Victor and Eli were on a mission to safeguard the Eldritch Relic from those who sought to misuse its abilities. They had been drawn to Crestwood by ancient prophecies and legends that spoke of its hidden location. The townsfolk were faced with a difficult decision. They could either help Victor and Eli protect the Eldritch Relic or attempt to seize its power for themselves. As the hours passed, the weight of the choice hung heavy in the room. In the end, they chose to support Victor and Eli in their mission to safeguard the relic. The townspeople recognized that such power should not fall into the wrong hands, and that the two mysterious men were, in their own way, guardians of a fragile balance. With the townsfolk's help, Victor and Eli succeeded in accessing the Eldritch Relic's power and ensuring that it remained hidden from those who would misuse it. They performed a final ritual in the hidden clearing, sealing the relic's location once more and setting its power beyond reach. The enigmatic men bid farewell to Crestwood, their purpose fulfilled, and disappeared as mysteriously as they had arrived. The town returned to its quiet, uneventful existence, but the memory of Victor and Eli and the extraordinary adventure they had brought to Crestwood would linger in the minds of its people for generations to come. Epilogue: The Legacy. In the years that followed, Crestwood became known as the Town of Secrets, a place where the boundaries between the ordinary and the extraordinary blurred. The Eldritch Relic remained safely hidden, and the town's residents carried the knowledge of its existence as a shared secret. Sarah Jennings became a renowned journalist, sharing her account of the enigmatic men's visit to Crestwood with the world. The story captured the imaginations of many, and the town gained a reputation as a place of mystery and wonder. While Crestwood returned to its tranquil existence, the memory of the enigmatic pursuit and the two mysterious men, Victor and Eli, would forever be etched into the annals of its history, testament to the extraordinary that could be found in the most unexpected of places.